Christmas salt.
Welcome back to Noli's Adventures in Baldur's Gate 3. Episode, what is this, 5?
This is ridiculous.
Either way, this is probably the point in the series where the quality starts to degrade. As you know, once you reach part 5 of anything, we're all just kind of asking ourselves, what are we still doing here? But I hope you have fun regardless. So, in last episode, we made it to the Druid's Grove. We are here to solve a conflict between the refugees, the goblins, and the druids that own the area. We have just recruited Will the Warlock. And before we head down the path to where the druids are hunkered down, which is their inner sanctum, there's actually a lot that we can do, a lot of people that we can talk to here in the Grove. So, I think first things first, let's talk to this dude that we're standing right next to.
I saw you at the gates. You fight well.
Darn straight I do.
A few words for the kids? Spare a story or two.
Ah, of course. Noli the Great is well renowned at inspiring children across the land. It would be incredibly on brand to say, bad news, children, you're all going to die. Not a very motivational thing to say, though. We want them to love us. So we're going to say, be strong and watch over your kin. In trust, there is victory.
Thanks. I prefer when they smile.
Me too, dude. So now that's taken care of. Now if we talk to these kids, they'll all be inspired.
This is boring. We should train against real goblins.
You'll get your chance, I think.
Next time the goblins come, I'll be ready.
Looking fierce.
Oh, right. Go for the heart.
Violent.
That's not what I said.
Looks like there's an argument over here we can solve.
Hells, we can't just leave. They're kin.
I'll not gamble our lives, our futures, on people who are as good as dead. We must leave for Baldur's Gate at once.
Can we all just take a moment, please?
What's the point in blades and spells if we don't bloody use them? We should stay. These people aren't fighters. We can help.
Or yell louder. That's fine too.
Shh. Well, we want to keep all our friends in one place if we can, because as most people know, long-distance relationships just don't work. So, you should all stay. A single blade could make a difference. We're going to try and use our friends bonus to roll 2 dice. I keep messing that up. 2 dice, 1 die. There we go. Nat 20.
Thank you. It's the right thing to do, and you know it.
She's right, Roland. We're better than this.
Zergan. Fine, I'll stay too. Lest you both end up with your throat slit by Goblin Blade.
Thank you, Roland.
How rude. Let's talk to him again.
We should have left by now. Damnation! Instead, we're just sitting here, practically begging to be attacked. Staying is a mistake.
I don't know why this... I never know why, these... this doesn't sound... I guess what they're going for is that, halflings are meant to be, upbeat, cheery, optimistic. So I guess this is why this is labeled, a halfling-only option, but we're gonna click it. Worrying won't help. I'm sure you'll be fine.
Of course I will be. As if there was any doubt. You are looking at Leroican's newest apprentice.
Oh.
Yes, that Leroican. The greatest wizard in Baldur's Gate.
Oh.
I've heard that name before. A young man, yes? Lives in Ramaz's tower in the upper city.
The very same.
Word in Waterdeep has it he's a bit of a cad. But you say he's an accomplished wizard.
Of course he is. The greatest spellcaster along the Sword Coast. As if I'd settle for a lesser mentor.
In that
Gosh.
case, I'd very much appreciate it if you could arrange an introduction, should we reach the city.
So, like, in my headcanon, so this option says Baldurian. I think it's available to all races that lore-wise could live in the city of Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate, you know, it's the title of the game, but it's also a major lore location. We're going to be ending up at that city at some point in this campaign. So you could choose these options, like if in your headcanon you're like, oh yes, my character has lived in the city or is living there now. I think we're gonna kind of be like a wanderer type character, like we don't live there, so I'm never gonna take these options. Instead, good idea. Powerful acquaintances, i.e. friends, never hurt. In fact, they're quite essential.
If it's powerful acquaintances you're after, you have to look no further than yours truly. Few can match me, in either magic or talent.
Amazing.
In years to come, you will boast of this meeting, I can assure you. May we meet again in Baldur's Gate, my friend.
Friend get.
Make a run for it.
That's success. Cool. Okay. So this is the merchant we talked to last video. If we head back out this way, there's only one way in and out, which is cool. In and out of the grove, which is why.
I've a mind to end their misery myself.
Oh, these all same things. Oh.
Calm yourself. They're survivors, not soldiers.
I failed to see the distinction.
Oh. Lae'zel's just being prickly as usual. So yeah, this is the only way in and out of the grove, which is why they were defending it so heavily. There's some people up here. Anything marked in red is theft. We could just take it, but if we're spotted taking it, there's going to be problems. So we are not going to be thieves. Other people might be in our party. Hint, hint.
Aradin's back with his tail between his legs. I'm glad for your help, but I'd hoped you were Halsin.
Who is Halsin?
The druid in charge of this grove. At least, he was. Guess if he didn't come back with Aradin, that might not be the case.
Interesting. So, if you recall last video, when those 3 humans in green clothing were banging on the gates, the captain was like, "Where's the druid?" Apparently the druid was with them, but got separated, and now he's gone. And apparently that same druid is also the leader of this grove. And in his absence, someone else has taken over, and they're now trying to kick the refugees out. We're going to see if we can resolve this issue. But of course, we're taking our sweet time doing it because there's just so many people to talk to.
Glad you made it inside. Doubt we'll be safe here for long, though. There'll be more coming. Goblins hunt in packs.
I hunt in packs, too. Care to take a look at mine? We're not going to call her pathetic. We're not going to tell her to leave. You could hold off a horde of goblins from this position.
Maybe, but we're not fighters. If they broke through, it'd be a massacre. The sooner we leave for Baldur's Gate, the better.
How far are we from the city?
If the road was clear, 10 days' walk, maybe? But while the goblins are out there, it might as well be the other side of the world.
Maybe there's something we can do about that. Okay. Another scout here.
Glad you were here for those goblins. Picked one off yesterday myself. Shot her through the throat. Well, that should have killed her, but she kept gasping. Clawing at the arrow.
Ew. That's such a deranged thing to say. Don't worry, it gets easier. but I think that might be on brand for us. Don't worry, it gets easier. Yeah, we're gonna take it. Your first kill? Don't worry, it gets easier.
That's what Zevlor said too. I hope you're right. I want to help. I just didn't think it would feel like this.
Oh, boy.
What's next?
Oh, yeah. What else is up here? Oh! We spotted an ambush. Looks like this guy was... Yep, this is an assassin. Yep, he was going after Nadira here, who was busy with her telescope. And we happened to come across at the right time.
Pawn to Cleric 4.
Let's grease him up.
My faith will protect me when I go.
Let's see if Shadowheart misses. So, she missed the initial attack, but she did set the terrain on fire, which... Okay.
I can't even catch my breath.
We're gonna jump up here with the little gnome legs. And then blast him.
Victory awaits. On the move.
I don't think she has a shot. No, she doesn't have a shot. So he's gonna run towards us through the fire. Because he's not that smart. Critical miss.
I'm ready.
Interesting. I'm just gonna whack him. Miss again.
Where do I go from here?
Hit. Because Noli knows what she's doing.
I will ascend.
8 damage. He should burn to death. No, don't run. Okay. I thought she was gonna run through the fire. But the fire had been doused. Cool stuff. Alright, let's chat with her.
You have good timing. Never been much of a fighter, so wrestling a bugbear would have gone poorly. But you're not here for heroics, are you? Avernus's stench is all over your skin. Let me guess. Your devil mistress sent you to get her soul coin back. Too bad. I earned it, fair and square.
So Avernus is like one of the realms of hell. It's, we stink of hell because we took a ride through it on that, squid ship. Apparently some stenches just never wash off. That bugbear would have crushed your skull. This is the thanks I get?
Why, thank you, dread slayer of bugbears. You shall live forever in my memory.
What?
Now take my regards back to that pouting Irenes and leave me alone.
What's with the sass? I promise I'm not working for that devil.
Then our interests barely intersect. I'm sure there are other bugbears to kill. Best of luck finding them.
Yikes. Well, she's not worth being a friend.
Best get going. Never wanted the easy path.
Oh, forgot we have to loot them. Always loot. Always loot.
Something over there.
We're gonna dig in this dirt mound. Again, leave it to the halfling. Nice potions. Okay, so one quick thing to note is down here is the sanctum where all the druids are. If we're going to solve problems, we got to get down there. We could just use our Misty Step teleportation spell to get down from here. Just to point out, like, again, there's always like 10 different ways to solve problems or progress the story. The only reason I'm not going to do that is because we miss out on some dialogue. And we like dialogue. It's always a chance to make new friends. So, now that we've saved an ungrateful tiefling scout, we're going to go back in. And before we go into the hollow, we're actually going to camp for the night. It'll give us a chance to catch up with our new friends, advance their dialogues.
There are important matters to discuss.
I don't know if you just heard, but Withers just said I have some important matters to discuss. We will talk to him in a second. But looks like everyone's got a little exclamation mark over their head. Let's go to Shadowheart first.
Meg.
Finally, some good fortune. Come morning, we know what to do. The sooner we find this priestess gut, the better. Can't wait to get rid of this thing in my head.
So, what will come next for you once this is all over?
Head to Baldur's Gate. Someone's waiting for me.
Oh yes? Who?
Let a girl have some secrets. Was there anything else?
You and your secrets. So the Lithid Wisdom option is going to pop up often. It will let us use our psychic connection to kind of pry into people's minds. We're going to, for the most part, I think we're going to respect our friends' privacy and just not use this option. We're just going to be nice. How are you feeling?
The same. These parasites are proving suspiciously benign. But suppose I turn. What would you do?
No hesitation. No, I'm not gonna. I would kill you. I would just kill you here and now. If you turn to a monster, I'd run away. Maybe I could leave you tied up while I hunted for a cure.
Really?
Don't you?
I'd just kill you. Anyway, get some rest. Try not to dream about tying me up.
The innuendo there. What's on your mind, Mr. Sus?
You know,
that's not where you
I've
were.
been thinking, reflecting on what tomorrow might bring when we meet this goblin priestess. Will she know how to bring the worm under control? Will this little adventure of ours be over?
What? Will you miss me?
Why not? You've been to the Hells and back, survived the crash, survived everything that's followed. I'm not normally impressed by people of your stature, but you're stronger than I gave you credit for.
True, I am pretty impressive.
Aren't you just?
You can stop staring.
Was I? I just need to get some air. Clear my head. I'll see you later, I'm sure. Sleep tight.
Gives me all kinds of bad feelings. Who's next?
A fine evening, don't you think? The moonlight shines warmly on us. The breeze caresses our faces. Hideous. All of it. Would that I were doing battle up there, among the tears.
You want to do battle up where?
Look above. Watch the moon cross the sky. The tears follow behind it. Rocky bodies tumbling through the sea of night. One of them is my crash. Clear.
You mean you come from up there? In the sky?
You are too easily astonished. There is more to this realm than this grassy pebble. My entire clutch battled beholders deep within the eye of the sky. We infiltrated a Nyogi spelljammer and laid waste to its crew. But enough of this. You are wasting your resting time. Come dawn, we resume our search for a creche.
So she still believes that the cure to our problem is with her own people. Mr. Sus and Emo Elf are interested in a goblin priestess, which, if you remember, the prisoner goblin from last episode mentioned. She could lead us there if we free her. We still haven't done that. We're kind of weighing that option.
A tingle runs through your head and down to your feet.
Ah, there it is. That shiver. Our little brainworms have made fast friends, it would seem. How do you feel?
Confident. No tiny tadpole will be getting the best of me.
Courage in danger's shadow. I love to see it. But shouldn't the shadow have crept closer? Gone darker by now? Before the Illithid's unscheduled surgery, I'd felled hundreds of beasts and a fair few fiends. The tadpoles weakened me, suppressed greater talents, but beyond that, I've showed no signs of turning. No nausea, no pain, not even a hot flash.
We could probably dig up some poison mushrooms if you're that keen to be sick.
I speak out of curiosity, not wishful thinking. At least I'll know to skip supper if you're doing the cooking. We could conjecture all night. I suppose the why doesn't matter so much as the what next. And that answer is plain as the horns on a war devil's head. We get these things out. Let's get some rest. Dawn comes sooner than we think.
I've known a few warlocks in my time. Talented, of course, though sometimes too eager to listen to the devils on their shoulders. Comes with the territory, unfortunately.
Right, we're gonna leave that be for now. And before we turn in for the night, let's go see what Withers has to say.
Not this one, nor this one, and this one are less worthy still.
Less worthy still. More riddles from my resident jester.
I riddle thee not. I speak only what requires telling. Beyond mortal realms, there doth exist an amalgamation of spirits akin to thine own, ensnared by the treacherous cult of the Absolute, felled in its name. They bear great discontentment with their destiny. For a mere pittance of coin, I might summon the worthiest among them to lend aid to thy undertaking.
Will these hirelings be joining me willingly?
Most willingly, forsooth. Their passions doth run deep for what hath been wrought upon them.
Do you think I can trust these cultists?
Suspicion always haunts the guilty mind. My services are all that I can proffer thee. What thou wilt do with them is for thee to undertake.
Interesting. So, what he's just explained is that the main bad guy group is the Cult of the Absolute. They have been killing people because that's what bad guys do. What Withers just said is that he can pull these souls from the afterlife and use them as hirelings. If you ask him to do that, he's just going to charge you a small fee, and you get a permanent party member. These aren't really full-fledged characters. They're kind of just... they're really just stooges. They've got basically nothing to say. They're there to fill gaps in your combat party. Because, as I mentioned before, it's possible for all your full followers to either die or just leave the party because they hate you. You could play this game as the most despicable person to ever walk the earth, and nobody likes you. But Withers will, actually. It's impossible to get him to hate you. For instance, I could blast him. He will always take 0 damage. Attacks will always miss.
Thy accuracy would be lauded. Had it a purpose.
And he doesn't care. He shrugs it off. So it's impossible to get him to hate you because he's just got a critical gameplay role. So in the case that everyone else leaves your party, you need him to fill the empty slots. You can just fill it with hirelings. We'll probably do that at some point in this run because they're kind of fun to use. They're interesting, certainly. And you can recruit up to 3 and have them stand around in camp just like the other folks here. We'll do that at a later time. For now, let's head to bed.
Better not be cursed.
Alright, uneventful night. Sometimes things happen. So one thing I'll do, I think, is I'll give some of our old party members a break and swap some new guys in. So,
we're traveling with the famed Blade of Frontiers. I feel safer already.
He's talking about Will there. I need you in my party. Will you travel with us?
Perhaps if you lost a follower or two. I prefer to travel in smaller groups. It's more intimate.
Let's give Gale a rest.
In that case, I'd be happy to tag along.
Looks like he'll need to be leveled up. And, teaching Shadowheart is probably a bad idea because she's the healer, but she has been around for a while, so let's try and swap Will in, and we'll just see how that goes.
You've got something to say?
Yeah. A lot of questions we can ask, but we'll do it later. I want to get moving.
I'd love to join, but I don't think there's enough space for me to squeeze in.
Take Shadowheart's place.
Let's make this happen.
Alright, I'm gonna level them both up real quick.
Keep a blade close.
Oh, I just realized one thing I need to do. Okay. I need to head back to Withers after this. But first, I'm going to give them True Strike. Poison Spray. Yeah, Poison Spray. Spells. Sleep. Laughter. And I don't know. Mind is is good. Last thing we do before we leave camp.
Let's move.
Really quick.
At the ready.
We're gonna head back to Withers.
I want to have a word.
Fate spins along as it should. Dost thou require a new ally? Or mayhaps a resurrection?
Mayhaps. So I've been told
as thou desire
that being Archfey is unacceptable to a certain viewer of these videos. Fortunately, that can be changed, also with Withers' help. So again, subclass the Archfey, we're going to go with Great Old One instead, because it just seems powerful. You pledged something unthinkable to an unspeakably ancient entity. A friend, perhaps, which in return furnished you with powers of cerebral entropy and control. Ooh, scary. Yeah, so there we go. Unfortunately, we have to re-level up and pick all our stuff over again, yada yada yada. I'm just gonna pick the exact same stuff I did the first run. So I took, Arms of Dar. No, not that. This. Blast. Misty Step. Pact of the Chain, to bind our friends to us forever and ever. Okay. Now we will leave camp. Looks like the world is loading in. There we go.
Damn this. Damn them. Damn everything.
So if we walk over here, something's gonna happen. This kid is walking up. He's up to no good.
Don't make me hurt you, boy.
Too late! Looking at you
And
is
we
painful
just
enough.
observed a theft. He's gonna climb after him.
Give it back, kid.
I already told you I don't have it! How stupid are you?
Alright, so these two are about to face off over the ring. We can get involved in this conversation.
Only gonna ask you one more time, boy. Hand over my locket.
I don't have your ugly locket. I've never seen it before.
Liar!
Hand it over or I'll slap the teeth out of your head.
But probably not great to assault a child. So, don't you dare lay a finger on that child.
You threatening me?
Persuasion. You're the one making threats to a child. Pull yourself together. His friends always.
You don't understand. The kid stole my locket. He... Oh, the hell's with this? These little devils get away with everything because of coddling bastards like you.
Excuse me, sir.
You'll get yours someday. I hope I get to see it.
Maybe you will, but personally, I doubt it. See you around.
Little brat. Now that might sound like a bad ending, but just bear with me. We can retrieve that locket, and we will.
True.
Swift as my feet can carry me.
Except we're gonna talk with this old woman here.
Ah, if it isn't the talk of the camp. Thank goodness you came along when you... Oh. There isn't a bit of colour in those cheeks.
Rude.
People. Are you hurt? Cold? Feverish? Auntie Ethel will sort you out. I've lotions and potions galore.
Lotions and potions. Let's let her fuss over us. She's probably got so little else to do in her life.
Aha! You take a sup of that and you'll feel right as rain, sweetie.
It would be remiss of me to turn down a homemade brew. Thank you kindly.
Oh, stop with the sweet talk. Here, take the end of the batch, just in case. I'm sorry to go on about it, but are you all right? You're looking awful peaky.
I've been better. It's difficult to explain.
Oh, I've seen it all. I once had a fella who'd been caught dabbling with a dryad. The wife was none too pleased and introduced him to a pot of boiling oil. But worry not. I fixed him up, and depending on the lighting, he looks good as new. My point is, whatever ails you, I promise I've seen worse.
She is not to know of our ailment. Only a gith healer may make us pure.
Why, she sounds positively demented. I love it. Let's tell her everything.
What is it, Petal? What's wrong?
Our companions have weighed in, but in the end, the choice is ours. Let's tell her. I've got a mind flare parasite in my head.
As you recount your adventure, Auntie Ethel nods along, her eyes wide.
You poor pet! My heart goes out to you, truly. I see no sign of a tentacle yet, but that could change in an instant. You need help. Serious help. I've ne'er a potion or lotion here that could do it, but... yes, I may have something at home.
There is something strange about you. Wonder what it could be.
Oh? Whatever do you mean, Petal?
You have a certain bearing, an almost Fae-like quality. I should know the Fae. I was one of them once.
Faye, I hope you're not calling me a dryad or, bless us and save us, one of those Eladrin, flighty buggers. I'm a simple woman, sweetie. Tea and potions are as exciting as it gets for these old bones. But enough nattering. I'll be heading home shortly. Here, let me mark it on your map. Be careful on the road. I'd hate if something happened to you. Take care, Petal.
So, definitely an interesting character. She's heading to her home and she's offered to help us. we'll see eventually how much help she really is. Problem is, her home is really far away. Like, this is where we would need to go. This is where we are right now. So we're going to be following other leads, including checking out the druids before we end up heading that way. So, we've talked to a lot of people in camp. We've made some friends, some enemies, some people that are just smelly. Now, at long last, we can head into the druids' sanctum.
Don't be grumpy, Roland. We'll get to the city soon. I am not grumpy.
This is ridiculous. Where are my boots?
I do want to stop at the merchant really quick.
Again.
Might want to buy. I might need to buy something. Things can happen.
I need a quick word.
Need anything else?
See your wares.
Of course. But please, remember, you're not the only one in need.
Okay, but if I'm paying, you're going to give it to me. It's just dye removers. Oof, expensive. I think we're fine. Any more potions? Nah, it's still too expensive. How much gold do we have? Yeah, 330 gold. That's not a lot. Selling this stuff.
Don't touch me.
Okay then. So scrolls are basically spells you can cast once. I don't think we need any of these. Okay, so we're just going to complete the sale and head out.
Sylvanas be with you.
I hate Sylvanas.
I swear that ox's gaze is following me.
We'll check it out later.
Please, let us through.
It is forbidden. Let my daughter go right now! She's a thief, hellspawn, and you will wait for Korga's judgment. Now get back! Oh! Let me through, Mragrasham, or I'll rip your damn throat out!
And it works. They just back off. They're like, no, I'm not messing with a bear today. Yeah, this is good to see. What's going on here?
We need to get Arabella out, now!
You heard the guards. They're waiting on Korga to give word.
I'd sooner trek through the 9 hells than trust that snake! Ugh!
I saw what happened. Why are the druids holding your daughter?
Arabella tried to steal their idol. Druids lost their damn minds about it. They need it for their precious ritual.
Oh, it's all my fault. I told her I wished the wretched thing would just disappear, or better yet, explode.
Now Arabella's being judged by a bunch of druids who hate us. That's not right.
She was caught. Foolish child. Let them judge her.
Yikes, Lazo. She's just a child. The druids are overreacting. I'll talk to them.
Thank you. They won't give us the time of day.
Hurry! I'm at the end of my tether as is. Can't take this waiting.
Try greasing palms.
So,
These things
again,
over.
as with most situations, we could just force our way through. But talking works too.
Ah, my grizzled friend. What can you tell me about this place?
Magrin, give her a chance. You, get back!
Why? What's so special down here?
It's forbidden to outsiders. Korga's orders.
I can tell Kolga's gonna be a problem. Let's just ignore them and walk by. Bear does not like that.
Stop! Another step, and Magrin will tear you open like a sack of grain.
I guess we have to leave.
Your master let us in here. We're your guests.
They don't care. Look at them.
Why is he talking to Lae'zel?
Calm, Magrin. Give her a chance. You, get back.
What? Wait, I'm Lae'zel now? I don't want to be Lae'zel. We got booted.
Shouldn't have.
So I think to get through, we have to tell them that we saved the grove. So we're gonna try again.
You're testing my patience. Leave, unless you want to see my other face.
Well,
with haste.
Let's try the back
Door.
door.
Guts on the inside.
I've never actually done this before, like invade the grove without permission. So we're gonna see what happens. It might be a bad idea. But when has that ever stopped us? So we're gonna have to separate from our group for now because
Still breathing, despite everything.
they can't teleport. So we're going to...
No hesitation.
Oh, let's do... Wait, too far. Oh, never mind. You know what you're doing. Cool stuff. So now we can talk to this bear. We're gonna carefully nudge the bear's flank. Cool. We got her off the elevator. Now our friends can hop on. We're such a good problem solver. So the druids are doing weird druid things to this idol. They're in the middle of a ritual. If they succeed in the ritual, they will build a wall of vines that cuts everything off from the grove. We want to stop that. In order to do that, we need to find the druid leader named Kolga. She is... somewhere. Over here. This door.
Stop! Move back at once!
Oh shoot, they saw us. No! I got too close to them. Hey, I'm gonna try again. Fortunately, we've already unlocked the elevator. They can't stop us from using it again. So the door is over here. So we should be able to get over there without getting too close to the guards up front. Feels like they're over here. There we go.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Have you lost your senses, Korga? Release her.
Have you lost your senses, Kolka?
She must pay the price. We will imprison the thief under guard of my serpent. When we cast out the rest, she may join them. Let the devil be an example.
There's a kid.
Please. I'm sorry.
This is madness, Korga. She's just a...
A what, Wrath? A thief? A poison? A threat? I will imprison the devil. And I will cast out every stranger.
Thief? Poison? What's this girl's actual crime?
Girl? You mean parasite? She eats our food, drinks our water, then steals our most holy idol in thanks. Wrath, lock her up. She remains here until the rite is complete. And keep still, devil. Tila is restless.
Come, Korga. We took back the idol. Surely...
Do it.
Well, we're here to save the kid, so... This is a bit hippie. Release her. I'll see that she stays out of trouble. We don't want to attack here. If we attack, we start a war.
Very well. She may go. Break your word, and my serpent shall feed. Sif, Tila to me. Out, thief. My grace has its limits.
Thank you, Korga. Master Halsin...
Halsin isn't here. Keep his name off your tongue, lest Tila pierce it.
We got a message that Gale approves from the camp. He just sensed our good nature. He's like, I approve.
Ridiculous. We just let her run off. She's a child.
Cool. So we saved the kid. So this is Kaga. This is the elf causing all the problems in the grove.
That's what matters.
This is the wall builder. We're gonna see how we can deal with her next episode. I'll see you then.